Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and the Strixhaven houses. All right, now, actually, they're called Strixhaven colleges, but they're really houses. Like, this is so clear that these were set up to model J.K. Rowling's houses very, very clearly as an homage, right? Yeah. Now, the reality is, I really believe that Strixhaven is Hogwarts with the serial numbers filed off, but I also believe that that's totally okay. And the reason why is that Wizards of the Coast has done the work to make their work distinct, and I'm going to give you an example of that today, right? So let's talk about. I'm going to tell you what every single one of the Strixhaven houses are, and why they're important, and how they'll bring joy to the game, but also, and also how they map to J.K. Rowling's houses. All right, so why does this matter that these map to J.K. Rowling's Hogwarts houses? Well, I do think it matters a lot, and the reason why is I love intellectual properties and things that when you review them, you are not reviewing the thing is reviewing you. A perfect example of this would be pizza, right? Somebody could be like, oh, pizza is bad food. I don't like pizza, right? Well, if you say you don't like pizza, you're no longer discussing. The debate on whether pizza is good or not is over, right? The only, New York, Chicago have made millions selling this incredible food. The food is available on virtually every country in the world. It is such a strong platform that it holds up Papa John's and Domino's and 5 local pizzerias in your city, right? Like the debate on whether pizza is good is over, right? And that's the same thing with Harry Potter, right? Like there's no debate about whether Harry Potter was good or not, right? Like it's massive, unparalleled success proves you wrong if you don't like it. You're the odd man out, right? Like it's just so Harry Potter, they had midnight book parties, right? Harry Potter has its own theme park. The Harry Potter films, right? The success of the books was unprecedented. It made one British lady richer than the Queen, right? Like the scale of Harry Potter is so massive, right? It's hard to even just put it in perspective, right? In addition to that, right now in Florida, people are picking their wand at Ollivanders, and this isn't like just rolling into some janky what's the gift shop, right? Like when you go to Ollivanders, there are actors who you are buying a piece of merch. You're going to get your wand, right? But it's going to be an experience that's tailored exactly like it was in the book and exactly like it was in the movies. And there is literally CGI and movie grade special effects being incorporated into a real life experience that has never been done for any other intellectual property, right? The Wizarding World is an experience, and it took a book and created it as a theme park, and what they've done is unparalleled, right? So bringing Hogwarts into Dungeons & Dragons through Strixhaven is massive. It's going to be so big, right? I'm just so excited about this. Also, I've been thinking a lot about this, and this is like 3 of my favorite things in the world getting mashed together. Magic the Gathering, I started playing in 1993. Dungeons & Dragons, I started playing in 1982. Harry Potter, I started reading them in 2002, right? So this is 3 things I love that have literally been with me for decades, all coming together in one fell swoop, right? So one of the things about Harry Potter and why it's been so spectacular successful is the houses. People love to say, "What house are you?" And then you could have this great conversation with, and somebody be like, "Oh, I'm a Slytherin," or "I'm a Ravenclaw," and then you can make a joke and say, "Oh, no, you're a Hufflepuff," right? And everybody laughs, and it's fun, and it's delightful, and it's winsome. It's just great. I love it, right? And it's just really a super fun part of of Hogwarts, right? And you get sorted by the sorting hat into your house. And there's also this there might be some dissonance where you're like, I'm Gryffindor, but the quiz says you're Ravenclaw, you know, and so you might debate that amongst yourself, you might debate that with your friends, blah, 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 blah. But the houses are super fun in Harry Potter, right? Well, we're about to get houses that people can recognize and people can remember in Dungeons and Dragons. And all that fun that J.K. Rowling had in Hogwarts is going to slide right over into Dungeons and Dragons. And I know this is going to work. How do I know Strixhaven is going to work? Well, the reality is this is the second time around, right? Dungeons and Dragons just totally, filed off the serial numbers on Lord of the Rings. What do you think Greyhawk and Dragonlance are, right? And then, ran off and made a super playable world out of Lord of the Rings material, in my opinion. Right? Literally, like, the halflings are there, like, every single thing in Loder is there, pretty much, right? And this is the same thing. This is going to be J.K. Rowling, material being scaffolded in D&D, right? And it's just, and this time, they're not going to make the mistakes they made before, right? I really think they're going to execute even better on this, right? So here's the houses. Let's get into it. All right. Swole Quip. It's a little mnemonic I use to SWLQP to remember all the houses that are going to be in Strixhaven, right? So the first house in Strixhaven is Silverquill, right? Now, Silverquill is specifically aligned with, is very specifically aligned with two magical sources from the world it's based in, right? Those magic sources, all magic sources all sources of magic in Magic the Gathering, which is already established and is now growing in Dungeons and Dragons, comes from land. So Silverquill is plains and swamp, right? So it's like death and also light, right? So those are the two domains, okay? And Silverquills are essentially, so they're going to be aligned with plains and swamp, and they're supposed to be very stylish, and supposed to be, and of course it's a magic school, right? So I think mostly the big thing for them is they're more stylish than the rest, a little more cooler than the rest, right? Next is Witherblooms. Let's back up. So what is Silverquill aligned with in the Harry Potter world? So Silverquill, in my opinion, white-black, right, and also with like a sense of style and a little bit of coolness, right? That's Ravenclaw. That is Harry Potter Ravenclaw house, okay? Next, let's talk about Witherbloom. Witherbloom is green-black, right? So this is the power of, nature and life combined with death, right? Swamp and forest. So what is Witherbloom? Witherbloom is Slytherin. Witherbloom is Slytherin. Witherbloom is Slytherin, right? Little, close to evil, maybe closer to evil than it should be, right? But still has some redeeming qualities, like the green magic there to say, oh, we're not completely all necromancers. And it just happens that a lot of evil wizards come out of our college, right? So so Witherbloom is clearly Slytherin. All right. Next is going to be Quandrix. Quandrix is green-blue, so that is forest and islands, right? So this school is specifically mostly about math, right? And by the way, island magic from Magic the Gathering is very manipulative. It's a lot of constructs and essentially it deals with time, right, and sequencing, right? Whereas green is forest magic. It's robust life and healing and things like that, right? So Quandrix, which is similar to a quandary, like a question. Quandrix is clearly Hufflepuff, okay? All right, and then last of the Harry Potter analogs, right, is Swole. Let me get all the way through there. Oh, yes. So Swole Quip. The next one is Lorehold. Lorehold is red-white, okay? Red is fast fire magic, right? Very destructive, very aggressive, right? And white is good, Plains, by the way, red aligns with mountains, so this is mountain plains, right? And so this is like really fast, fiery magic with light, radiant magic, okay? And this is without a doubt clearly Gryffindor. Clearly Gryffindor. Now, what about the last of the houses? What about the last of the Strixhaven houses, right? Well, the last of the Strixhaven houses is Prismari, right? Now, Prismari is blue-red. That is islands and mountains. And basically, this is, and Prismari specifically is a house that is aligned with elements, with the elements, right? So very, very interesting, very, very interesting, like, house. What Hogwarts house does Prismari align with? It doesn't align with any Hogwarts house. It has no Harry Potter analog, right? And actually, it's going to be the house that you'll have the most flexibility in actually doing different things within the game. Now, why is Prismari so important? Well, Prismari is the legal get out house, in my opinion, right? So basically, Wizards of the Coast clearly recognized a massive gap. J.K. Rowling is like, I know every single company in the world wants to make the Harry Potter tabletop role-playing game, and I'm convinced she got no less than 50 requests from 50 different companies to make the HP tabletop role-playing game, right? And she said, no, you can all go jump in a lake, right? But now the whole world is telling J.K. Rowling, you can go jump in a lake for different reasons, right? And now nobody probably would even touch a tabletop. I'm not sure you could even bring an HP tabletop role-playing game to the market. But Strixhaven's going to shoot right into that gap, right? But they need to make it distinct. And Prismari, since it has no Hogwarts analog, helps to say Strixhaven's not. It's not just a bald copy of Hogwarts. There's some room in here for it to be distinct and for it to be different. Look, all the words are different, and we have 5 houses, not 4. That's totally different, right? And hey, I'm down with it, man. I'm so, I think it is an homage. I don't think it's a bold-faced copy. I think it's an homage, right? And I think they're doing their due diligence to make it legally distinct. And so Prismari and a whole bunch of other things that are going to be in Strixhaven, right? So I think and we should understand, Strixhaven is going to be Hogwarts plus, right? Everything that's Hogwarts is there is going to be there, but there's going to be some things in Strixhaven that have no analog in Hogwarts, in order to make it interesting and in order to make it legal, right? And so that's my opinion. I cannot wait. I have never, ever been more excited for a 5th edition book than I am for the Strixhaven book. Are you there? You get this? Man, I'm just so excited. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.